Hello there, and wow, it's been a minute. Things have gotten busy. The holidays are coming, so I'm glad you're here with me. You still have to really make time for yourself in and amongst all the busyness. So let's make your way down to the mat. We're gonna start sitting up nice and tall. Bottoms of your feet are gonna be together. Just take your time getting here. And exhale, because you've done the hard part. You've pushed play. Grab a hold of your shins here. I'm sitting right on the top of my sits bones, and I'm gonna reach my head way up into the rafters. And I want you to inhale as you grow tall. Exhale as you just feel your tailbone anchored down into the ground. And have a nice good inhale. And exhale as you feel your spine get a little taller and a little longer. And we're gonna have one more inhale just as we enter our little exercise routine here and be appreciative for taking the time to do this. And now let's get moving. I want you to really hold on to your shins and tuck your tailbone right back behind you. Get that stretch backwards and round it forward. And then sit all the way up nice and tall. And take it down. Hold and round it forward. And sit up nice and tall. One more time, using that oppositional force of a good grip, really get that rounding in your back. Belly button's pulled backwards and round it forward and sit up nice and tall. And from here, we're just gonna do a couple of those. Bring those knees up to the ceiling. My feet are hip width apart. Reach those arms out in front of you and slowly roll it all the way down. Arms come down by your side. Bring your feet in nice and close to your rear. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up, and exhale, reach your arms long down by your side. And one more time. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, reach your arms all the way down, long by your side. Press those arms into the mat. Feel like you're making an indentation with your arms. And also make sure you have pressure on your big toe, your little toe, your heel. I want you to nod your chin just a smidge so you feel your spine long all the way down the mat. From here, inhale into your rib cage. On the exhale, rock your hips, pull your lower back into the mat, peel and curl all the way up to the top. Hold it here. Right from the get-go, we're going to continue to fine-tune you. And reach those knees to the other side of the room. Feel the backs of your legs kick in when you do that. Still pressure on your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. There's energy between your knees like you're holding the pillow. Arms are still pressed into the mat. Chest is nice and open. Rib cage is tucked in. And from here, articulate all the way down. Take your time. Let's get everything woken up and moving. Uncurl completely at the bottom. Rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. Hold, and slowly coming all the way down. Uncurl all the way. And rock your hips. Use your abdominals here to rock your hips. No butt, all abs. And then once you get up to the top, then your rear kicks in a little bit. Make sure those abdominals are nice and firing, really holding a good tuck. No popping those ribs out. They get to stay tucked in. And articulate all the way down. And this time, changing it on you just a little. Rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top. Hold it here. Arms float over your head. Feel that extension in your upper back right from the get-go. It should feel yummy. And articulate all the way down. Uncurling all the way. And float those arms back down by your side. Rock your hips. Peel and curl it all the way up. Arms float over your head. And articulate all the way down. And arms come down. One more time, just like that. Rock your hips, peel and curl all the way up to the top, holding onto that good tuck. Arms float over your head. Really feel your head reaching in one direction, your knees going in the other direction, and feel your spine reach farther down the mat as you come all the way down. Holding at the bottom. Feet are going to come together, knees are going to come together. Interlace your hands behind your head, and head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Hold. And come right back down. And lift that chest up. Hold and come right back down. And lift it all the way up. Hold it here at the top. Reach around, grab the backs of your legs, curl your torso up a little bit higher. Stay lifted as your hands float up to the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind your head and lower all the way down. And head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Reach around, grab the backs of your legs, curl up a little higher. Stay there, don't drop backwards. Hands come up to the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind your head and bring it all the way down to the mat. One more time, just like that. Head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Reach around, grab the backs of your legs, lift your torso up. Arms come up to the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind your head. Don't drop backwards. Look up to the ceiling. Stay there. Make sure your head has a nice little hammock of fingertips. Elbows are just in my peripheral vision, and I want you to rotate to the right. Come through the center and over to the left. Come through the center and the right. And the left, and right, and left. You're going to come over to the right side with that left hand. Just reach to the outside of that right knee. Palm is open, and then switch to the other side, and wrap, and really reach. Try not to drop back as you come through the center. Stay lifted, keeping those abdominals engaged. Reach. One more time to the left. Come back to the middle. Interlace your hands both behind your head. Drop your head back just a little bit and then lift up again right around your rib cage. From here, float your right leg up to tabletop. And then on the next exhale, float your left leg up to tabletop. Hinging from your hip. Tap that right toe down and left and right and left. You should be looking up at the ceiling-ish so that you have a little space between your chin and your chest. And just hinging from your hip, seeing how much you can just turn your leg off, let it be along from the ride. Let this happen from your abdominals. So you pull that knee back up using those abdominal muscles. One more time right, one more time left. Hold it here. Head comes all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest and just rock side to side. Nice and steady and easy. Bring those feet down to the mat. Feet are hip width apart, and just let those knees rock side to side now. Just let them sway. No real rhyme or reason on the breath pattern. Just breathe. Make sure you're breathing. And then let those knees fall to the right. Put some pressure on that left leg. Push that hip forward. Open up the front of that hip. Always need to be working on opening up those hips. We all do a lot of sitting, a lot of computer time, a lot of driving. It just closes up those hips. So every little stretch to open it up is going to make your body happy. And come through the center. Let those knees just flop right over to the left. I should say just flop them to the left. And then put some pressure on that right foot. Push that right hip up and forward, getting that stretch across that right hip. And I feel this even all the way down into my quad. This side feels a smidge of a bit tighter, I'm not gonna lie. And come back to the center. Legs are gonna go long on the mat. We're gonna be doing a roll up, so if you need to bend your knees, go for it. If you need some weights, grab that. From here, inhale, head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat, and exhale, rolls it all the way up. And coming right back and down. Nice and slow and steady. I don't want you to use momentum, and I want you to make it enjoyably slow. And that might be my version of enjoyable, but I just don't want it to be fast. You don't want to miss all the fun, right? And slowly coming down. Rib cage stays on the mat here. Head comes down. You might feel like you're getting a little bit of a back extension as your arms float over your head, but that rib cage stays down and engaged. Inhale, head, neck, and chest lifts, and roll it all the way up. Belly button stays pulled back behind you as you're at the top here. So at every part of this exercise, your abdominals and your body is working and engaged. Even though you're just lying down here, I'm still actively working my abdominals, keeping them engaged, rolling all the way up, right through the no man's land. Belly button is still pulled back, right through here. Shoulders are out of your ears. And coming back and down. We're doing one more. Bring it all the way up. And coming all the way down. Arms are going to come up and they're going to open out right onto the floor. If you need a little extra, if you don't have the space to have your arms all the way out, you can go on a goalpost. Do what works for you. Right leg floats up to tabletop. Left leg floats up to tabletop. Glue your knees together. Float those knees over to the right. Left shoulder stays quiet and pull it back to center. And float it up over to the left and pull it back to center. Just getting that rotation right through your lower spine. Shoulders are quiet, using your obliques and the sides of your waist to pull you back to center. Take it over to the left and pull it back to center. This time take it to the right, straighten your legs, pull it back to center, and bend, and to the left. And straighten, pull it back to center, and bend, and to the right. Straighten, pull it back to center, and bend, and to the left. And straighten, pull it back to center, and bend. Hands come up to the ceiling, palms face each other, shoulders are out of your ears, head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Reach those fingertips to the other side of the room. Hands come up, and head comes down. Head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Reach, reach, reach. Hands come up, and head comes down. If you're happy here, keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to add on. Head, neck, and chest lifts. Extend your legs out. Hold it here. Open and close quick. Drag your knees in. Hands come up and head comes down. Head, neck, and chest lifts up. Extend those legs. Open and close quick. Knees come in. Hands come up. Head comes down. Head, neck, and chest lifts. Extend those legs. Open and close quick. Even lift your chest a little bit of those knees curl in. Hands come up and head comes down. We're doing 2 more. Bring it up. Extend, open and close, knees come in, hands come up. Last one, make it a good one. Head, neck, and chest lifts. Extend, open and close, knees come in, hands come up, head comes down. Take a quick minute to just catch your breath and then pull those knees into your chest. Head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Get yourself in a little ball position and just start rocking back and forth. Try not to use your hands too terribly much. You should be using your abdominals more and get your roll a little higher until you can come up all the way, balancing on your behind your tailbone there, and then take it back, staying off your neck and head. Roll up and hold, and take it back, and bring it up and hold, and take it back. And up. Keep going like this. If you'd like to make it more challenging, hands, elbows on your knees, hands on your head. I don't even know if I've got this today. We'll see. Let's see how good or bad it is. Stay connected to those knees. Take it back. Really using your abs to stay connected. Whew, little wobbly on my front. And take it back and pull it in. Whew. One more time. Take it back and pull it all the way in. Whew. Oh yeah. And we're going to slowly make our way and carefully onto your hands and knees. Hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. And I want you to tuck your tail. Look into your belly button and uncurl it. And tuck and uncurl. Keep pushing the ground away from you so you're not collapsing in your shoulders. You're staying nice and lifted, really feeling that motion and that movement all through your spine. One more time. Tuck your tail and extend. And from here, come back to the middle. And I want you to have your weight ever so slightly pushed backwards so that you're loading your hips. So I don't have all my weight on my hands. I'm going to stay back just a little bit. Belly button stays tight to your spine. Back of your neck and head stays lifted. Right leg is going to go right out behind you. And I want you to give me a lift. And lift. And lift. And I want a beautifully straight, long leg, tapping and lifting. I'm not doing a big kick to the back. It's a steady, intentional lift. And I'm right from the get-go. I'm feeling the glutes on my right side firing as you lift it up nice and high. And I'm loading that left hip. It's going to be the supporter. Make sure those hips stay nice and level. There's all sorts of work going on here, apparently. Hold it up at the top. Bend that foot. Flex your foot and just give me a little press up. And press, and press, 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 press. 4, 3, 2, last one, straighten that leg out. Tap it all the way next to you, bring it up nice and high, and then behind you. And up, and tap, up, and behind you. Trying to get those glutes nice and strong. It's always good when they're strong, helping you be functional, carry you through the day with whatever you're doing. And then, of course, you have a cute little derriere as an added bonus. It's like a party favor for whatever pain you're feeling. You get to feel good, move good, and look good. How about them apples? And let's do one more tap to the side, up and behind you. Bring it nice and long, float that knee down. Give it a quick little wiggle. Let's get ourselves set to do the other side. Again, you're pushing ever so slightly back into those hips, not directly over the top of your hands. Left leg is gonna go out behind you, and you're gonna lift, and lift, and lift, tap, lift, tap, and tap. And then 3, 2, last one. Hold that. Bend your knee at 90 degrees. Flex your foot and then press that leg up, straight up. Like you're trying to put the bottom of your foot on the ceiling. And since that right side already got to work, I'm really feeling it as my stabilizer right now, working double time as well. Everything's working. Make sure you know where your belly button is. It doesn't get to just hang out the front. It gets to be pulled tight to your spine. Back of your head and neck stays lifted to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Straighten that leg out again. Tap it next to you. Bring it up and tap it behind you. Bring it up and tap next to you and behind you. Make sure you're still staying back. Loading that right hip. Hips are staying nice and level. Belly button's pulled in. Shoulders are down your back. They don't get to creep up to your ears. Let's do one more after this. Tapping to the side and back. Bring it long and bring those knees together. Sit back just into a little resting position, child's pose. Have a nice good inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And let's make our way back up onto our hands and knees. And right leg is going to go out behind you. We're going into a plank. Left leg goes out behind you. And from here, feel that length in your body, the co-contraction of everything working. I want you to have pressure on your finger joints, right at your palm. Head is long, shoulders going down your back. Belly button's pulled to your spine. Stay here if you're happy holding. Otherwise, let's add a little movement. Tap that right toe back, and then left. And right to the side, and left to the side, and side, and side, side, and side. And 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it here. Pike your hips all the way up to the sky. Heels are going to reach to the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. Press into the palms of your hand and your fingertips equally. And straighten your right. Bend the left. I did the opposite of that actually, but we're just going to start walking the dog, so it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of our rights and lefts. Need to get out the left, right, center game and start playing again. And then both heels back. And this time, keeping your hips nice and level, lift that right leg straight to the ceiling. And I want you to bring it in straight to your nose. Push it all the way back up to the ceiling. Bring that knee in, cross your body, touch that left elbow. Bring it back to the ceiling. Get a stretch, make every part of this yummy. Bring it to your right elbow. Push it all the way back. Bring that knee straight into your nose. And press it back. And right to your left elbow. And back. And bring it to your right elbow. And back. Hold it up here at the top. Open your hip up. Let your foot fall behind you. Again, feeling that stretch across the front of that hip. And then bring that knee right in between your hands. Place it on the ground. Let that right foot come out to the left a little bit. Flip that left foot so the top of your foot is flat on the mat. And get that fabulous stretch right in that right hip. If this is a little intense for you, you can stick a block right under that right hip. So find a stretch that you can do. And if this pigeon stretch is not good for your body, we can always quickly flip over and do a runner's figure 4 stretch. just as long as we're getting those hips stretched. It's the name of the game today, stretching and strengthening. And maybe a little breathing too. A little good exhale as things get busy and chaotic for the holidays. It's always good to take a little time out for ourselves. Find a nice good exhale. Our body will take a nice good invigorating inhale. Walk your hands back in. Curl those toes under on the left side. Let's come back up to a down dog. Tailbones are reaching to the sky. Roll those shoulders out to the side here. Feel that length happen in your upper back. Left leg lifts up to the ceiling and it comes straight in towards your nose. Press it right back up. Cross your body to that left elbow and press it up. Bring it to your left elbow and press it up. It's going to come straight into your nose. And press it up, stretch up the top, cross your body to that right elbow and reach it up there and then to that left elbow and reach it up to the top, hold it here, open that hip up to the other side of the room, drop that foot behind you and enjoy that opening feeling across your hips. And bring that knee right in between your hands. This time that foot comes off to the right a little bit, keeping that right hip pushing down towards the ground. Flip that back leg, that right foot over so the top of my foot's on the mat. And walk your hands all the way out. This might be one of my favorite stretching positions. Just as those hips get nice and tight with whatever we do with our days, this seems to do the trick. All right, walk those hands all the way back in. This time we're not going to go to a complete down dog. I'm just going to have you bring your leg back to all fours and then shimmy your way gracefully down onto your belly. We're going to reach your arms all the way over your head. I want your nose just hovering off the mat. I want you to press your pubic bone and your hip bone into the mat and pull your belly button up off the mat. Not technically possible, but I want it pulled to your spine to protect your lower back. We're going for length instead of height for this the entire time. I want you to lift your right arm and your left leg, shoulders out of your ear. Then put a little pressure on that left hand and that right leg. So if you can lift a little bit higher. And lower down. Lift that left and that right. Take a minute and push a little higher using that opposite sides that are still on the ground. And lower. Right and left lifts. And left and right. Good. And lift. And lift. Keep going just like this if this is where you're happy. If you would like to make it a little more challenging, hover both arms and legs, going for length again, not height, and swim, full swim, arm and leg, still that cross pattern, lifting one arm and the opposite leg. Take your time to make sure that cross pattern's happening. Sometimes in some days, I like to go same side, and I don't want that. I want cross, cross. Cross, 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 cross. That is good for your body and your mind. Let's go inhale and exhale. And inhale, and exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Lower yourself all the way down. Carefully bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up onto your hands and knees. And then once again, sit back for just a child's pose and a rest position. Have one more chance to have a good inhale. And a nice good exhale. And then make your way onto your rear. I'm going to face you. I'm going to bring my feet together, bottoms of my feet, and I'm just going to stretch all the way up to the ceiling. I'm going to drop my left hand. My right hand is going to reach over the top, tilting over to the left. Keeping that right hip pressed to the mat. Feel that length all the way down the sides of your waist there. Stay here. You can even come down if you have it available to you. Come down to your elbow. I can almost get there, not quite. Open your chest up to the ceiling. And then come back to the side. Reaching that hand nice and far, all the way to the other side of the room. Coming all the way up, scrape your fingertips on the ceiling. Heads all the way up to the ceiling. Tailbones anchored down. This time, float both arms up. Drop that right hand. Left arm goes over the top. This time, that left side and your waist stays reaching down to the mat. Feel that length all along that left side. This will help release any back stuff. And open your chest up. And take it sideways. And come all the way up, sitting up nice and tall. This time, arms float up. They're gonna float right down in front of you. Walk those legs all the way, or those, excuse me, the legs, arms all the way out, rounding forward. And walk over to the right side. Walk your hands slowly through the center, over to the left side. Coming back to the center. Walk those hands just to your feet. Stay rounding forward. This time I just want you to lift your chest and your shoulders and press your belly button and your chest to the ground. So you're leaning forward with a flat back. And exhale into that again. Round it once again forward. Start at your tailbone and restack your spine all the way up to the top. I want you to have a nice, good inhale as you float your arms up to the ceiling. Bend your elbows, open your chest and shoulders up. Float them up and down. One more time, float your arms up. Really bend those elbows, squeeze those shoulder blades together, feel your chest and shoulders opening up, look up to the ceiling. And hands come up and float all the way down. Shrug your shoulders, roll them back twice, and then forward twice. And with that, I get to say thank you. It was lovely to have you. I will see you again tomorrow.